Good day dear students. In this video, we will be covering the third subtopic, which is partial fractions. What is our learning outcome for this video? At the end of the video, everybody must be able to construct partial fraction when the denominators are in the form of a linear factors. So for example 18, express 2 over x square minus 1 in partial fraction. So before we want to express, first we want to recognize whether this is a proper or improper fraction. So the numerator has x to the power of 0 and the denominator has x to the power of 2. Since 0 is less than 2, we can say that this is a proper fraction. Once we have recognized this as proper fraction, we need to identify the factors. There are 3 types: type 1, type 2 and type 3. For a type 1 factor, the factor should be a linear factor. For a type 2, it should be a repeated linear factor. For a type 3, it should be a quadratic that cannot be factorized. Students, now let's look at the example 8, 2 divided by x square minus 1. Now we need to recognize whether the factor that we have, which is x square minus 1, we need to recognize whether this is type 1, type 2 or type 3. It can be either a linear factor, repeated linear factor or quadratic that cannot be factorized. So we will try to factorize x square minus 1. So when we factorize x square minus 1, we will be getting x minus 1, x plus 1. Once we get x minus 1, x plus 1, we can recognize what type of a factor is this. So this is type 1 linear factor. Since we have recognized this as a linear factor, we will write 2 divided by x minus 1 multiply x plus 1 equals to a over x minus 1 plus b over x plus 1. We will write this way because we have to make sure that the numerator is a constant term. Since we recognize the factor as linear, both the factors are linear factors, then the numerator will be constant term a and b. Okay students, so now our job here is to find the value of a and b. So to find the value of a and b, we will equate the denominator. Ax plus 1 times bx minus 1 divided by x minus 1 times x plus 1 equals to 2 divided by x minus 1 times x plus 1. So notice that on your left hand side and your right hand side, the denominator is the same. Therefore, we can say that the numerator is also same. So we can write 2 equals to a multiply x plus 1 plus b multiply x minus 1. Now, our aim here is to find the value of a and b. So we will use the method of substitute the proper values of x. So I will be using when x equals to negative 1. So what happens when I substitute negative 1? I will make sure that my a here becomes 0. So 2 equals to a. When we substitute negative 1, we will be getting 0. Once we get a as 0, we will be able to find the value of b. So 2 equals to negative 2b, which will give us the value of b, which is negative 1. Next, I'm going to use when x is 1. This is because I know when I substitute x equals to 1 into the equation, I will make sure that my b becomes 0. So 2 equals to a times 1 plus 1 plus b. When we substitute 1, the b will become 0. So once b becomes 0, we will be able to find the value of a, which is 1. Once we obtain the value of a and b, we will be able to write 2 divided by x square minus 1 as partial fraction, which is a over x minus 1 plus b is negative 1 divided by x plus 1. So this is how we write 2 divided by x square minus 1 as partial fraction. I hope you can understand example 18. So students, I hope you have achieved the learning outcome of this video, which is construct partial fractions decomposition when the denominators are in the form of linear factor. Thank you students.